Number 4. There is no programmable camera control.
Not really true.
What?
That's not exactly correct.
Let me explain.
Fine.
The Skydio 2 controls have several pre-programmed behaviors or maneuvers that are pretty cool. They're called skills. I can detail what all of them are in a different video, but there's one that's called cable. And what cable does is allow you to fly your Skydio 2 to a specific point and position the camera angle and lock that position in as point A. Then you can fly to another position, wherever that may be, and adjust how you want the camera to be situated there, and then lock that position in as point B. Then, when you press go, the drone performs this beautiful, graceful, buttery smooth transition, very cinematic. But the drone transitions between point A and point B only by the most efficient and direct route. So if there's something specific that you want captured during the motion, the odds are that it'll be missed completely.
Yeah, but...
Shh! Let me finish.
All right.
Skydio. I love that feature. It makes beautiful, slick transitional shots, but having only 2 points makes things difficult for the videographer. I think it would be great if you expanded the cable cam feature so that if you want the camera to stay more pointing in a certain direction in the middle of the A-B transition, to allow like a point C so that you're more likely to keep the subject in the frame. Or maybe allow for as many points as you want, just like, when you're doing computer animation and you're setting camera points, you can do keyframes.
All right, hold up. I can't take it anymore.
Who are you? I'm you, a year later. You're ruining my video. No, you're ruining your video. Because Skydio has added the ability to do this multi-point cable cam keyframe thing that you just described. And do you know what that skill is called? What? Keyframe. The genius wizards at Skydio even figured out how to make the process of going back and editing the course and adding or removing keyframes. It doesn't have to be linear or in a row. You can spot check sections, tweak it a little further so that what you end up with is a perfect pile of powdered sugar, smooth and sweet camera motion that's repeatable as many times as you need. Wow. And do you remember when you tried to shoot this video 10 months ago and took great care to explain exactly what else you wished the cable cam feature would do? That you thought was a very clever and innovative idea for a new feature?
The Skydio can fly in any direction, any orientation, fly backwards, sideways, can't fly upside down, but you don't want that. Let's not get crazy. The Skydio 2 drone will fly itself, point at any, while traveling any direction. I would like to be able to control the direction the drone is facing and the gimbal where it's pointing while the drone is flying somewhere. I mean, what's the point of the fly here function if you have absolutely no control over the drone during that time? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I do remember that. Well, there are different modes in the keyframe skill. The genius dreamers at Skydio put an option in the keyframe skill to either perform the sequence 100% autonomously, or in free look mode, the drone pilot can become 100% cameraman. Wow. Manually pitching and panning the camera while the drone flies itself precisely along the path you already set. I think I'm gonna have to get a different number 4 thing I hate. I think you're gonna have to get a different number 4 thing you hate, yes. Number 4 on my list of things that I hate the most about the Skydio 2, which is supposed to be my 3, but I'm still on 4, I guess, is the fact that the return home feature always has the drone coming to you backwards. What? It makes total sense that because the internal radio antennas are in the rear of the drone, then if it's returning to home because of a signal loss, you'll pick up this signal again sooner on your controller. Yeah, but do you remember there was that problem of the drone coming back into range and you wanted to cancel the return function so that you could turn it around and fly back to yourself faster, forward, out of concern of the battery? Yes, and then because I turn it around and the signal is weak, it dropped out again.
Yeah, and it turned around again and started flying up again.
Another 50 feet or whatever. And since it had already gone up the 50 feet before that, it kind of threatened your FAA altitude restriction, didn't it? I was worried about my FAA height restriction, and it started flying backwards more. Well, now it is an option to have the Skydio 2 return home facing toward you if you want. And you can set the return speed to over double what it used to. Awesome. And the new standard model of Skydio 2, the Skydio 2 Plus, it has a better internal radio and the antennas are external. They fold out from the front wings, so you don't lose signal just because of the way the drone's facing.
Also awesome.
And they did one more thing since last year.
What's that?
They added a custom height ceiling setting so that Skydio 2 won't accidentally breach whatever FAA altitude restriction you've got.
Come on.
What? That was part of my thing number 2 that I hated.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I was complaining about the only height limit that could be set was either an 8-foot height floor or not.
The 8-foot floor is a good thing. It helps protect the other people who might be on the trail, and
it stays above most cars if you find yourself uncomfortably close to the road. The addition of the custom height ceiling is really good, but you articulated really well the first time you shot this video an issue about height settings that they, at the time I'm shooting this video, still haven't really addressed.
The Achilles heel of the Skydio is bare branched trees and power lines, and I happen to know that the power utility poles in my area are all 30 feet high. I'd love to be able to set a height floor of 40 feet so that I can do my thing and it can track me whatever, and I don't have to worry about the drone swooping down against my intent and suiciding itself.
They haven't added that?
Nope, not yet.
So can that be my number 4?
Sure.
No custom height floor is the 4th biggest issue we both still have with the Skydio 2. Alrighty, number 4 is done, finally.